Um, anyway, I'm gonna make this episode 295. So annoying, this YouTube live streaming situation. All right, so is it working now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so given an autopsy of today's training, today was a really big day for my leg training, and I warmed up with 225 on the leg press, 10 reps, 315, 5 reps, 405, 5 reps, 495, 5 reps, and then 3 sets of 3 at 635. And because I am warming, starting with the leg press today, I went straight to 4 plate on the hack squat, and I knew that it was going to be very ambitious because I really struggled. I only went up 20 pounds on the barbell back squat on Sunday, and that was very, very difficult. So going from 365 to 405 in a hack, I knew it was going to be ambitious, to say the least. But hey, we got Making the Walk up in here. What's good? Always good to see you, brother. We got to make content together. There's so much going on in MMA right now. Dude, we got to make content, like dead ass. But anyway, I basically I wasn't cold when I went into the hack squat, but I went straight to working sets because, I did 635 in the leg press, and I really want to see what I'm made of. So this was my very first time doing 405 on the hack squat ever, and straight to 4 plates. Now, Mrs. Evil, did you watch the video?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of because that was the first set of 3.
Looked difficult. Very difficult. You did it. It looked difficult.
Yeah, and the good thing is that I didn't feel anything at the quad tendon, especially on the left knee. So it was very, very difficult, but I had the proper focus. It was right in the middle of the quadricep. I did not delegate any meaningful stress trying to overcome the resistance at any of the connective tissue areas. I didn't feel anything in my ankle. There was nothing bad in the knee. My lower back was just fine. But it was hard. So pause. So are you gonna switch lanes, guy? No, you're just driving with your turn signal on. You can't get them to use a turn signal when you need them to. But whatever, man. One of the things I've learned is that an Uber driver will make every wrong decision on the road. Whatever the wrong decision is, they're gonna make it. They'll use a turn signal when they're not turning. They will refuse to use a turn signal when they're switching lanes or turning. Even when making left-hand turns, they just refuse to use the turn signal. But they'll use a turn signal when they're not turning the turn. All right, so got through the first set, and the second set felt even more difficult when it usually doesn't. So it really did stress me out when I tried to go for the third set, but I was successful, so I can't really be mad at it whatsoever. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, see, you're just gonna switch lanes, no turn signal. Okay, so yeah, how are you feeling about Mamdani? Oh yeah, so Louis Rossman brought this up before the before my stream went to shit. Thanks, Google. This is my issue with Zohran Mamdani. I don't think that Mamdani is a bad person. I don't think that he has nefarious intentions. However, like with most liberals, not all, but most, unfortunately, liberals have a very short-term view of solving problems. And many times they don't pay attention to what the possible consequences can be for even making certain public statements, much less changing public policy. So what I've told my rich friends, because most rich people do not like Mamdani for various reasons, the issue with Mamdani is that Mamdani himself is not the domino that falls that destroys the city of New York. And I do want to make it clear, I do not believe that he intends to destroy New York. However, because socialists and people who have socialist ideologies, they tend to have a short-term approach to solving mostly legitimate problems. And so I'll give you an example. We had a woman.
Upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll be eating eggs and drinking protein.
Yay.
Thank you. So when it comes to Mamdani, a lot of people believe that he is the domino that's going to fall, that is going to destroy the city of New York. However, Mamdani is not the cause. It's not he is not a singular domino. Other dominoes had to fall to lead to the rise of Zohran Mamdani. And so Mamdani himself is not a destroyer of the city, but rather a cog in the wheel, he is a symptom, if you will, of a much greater problem here in New York City. So an example of short-term thinking for liberals, extreme liberals and socialists, would go like this. In Los Angeles, a woman was at a Gold's Gym, I believe, and she goes into the bathroom and there is a dude in a crop top in the bathroom. Now, this dude says that he's a chick. So because he says he's a chick, he's in the women's bathroom, and the woman takes out the camera, starts recording the dude in the woman's bathroom. And the actual woman gets banned from the gym. Now, I've been a person that has said that it's really difficult for me to care about her plight because she wasn't very vocal when women were advocating for men to mock womanhood by pretending to be women. Now, I'm not going to say that women have it harder in society than men, because it's just simply not true. But women have a unique experience in this world that men could never understand. It is not so much that it is more or less difficult than a man's experience, but it's a unique difficulty that a man just could never, ever know. That a biological male could never understand the struggle of a biological female ever. Ever. I went into the men's bathroom at a store yesterday, and they had a machine in there for giving out free tampons in the men's bathroom. This is the stuff that the extreme left has fought for, but they don't think about the unintended consequences of implementing these kinds of policies. So when a real woman is in there and there is a dude that looks completely like a dude that is ashamed to be a dude, and he's up in the women's bathroom, the woman gets banned from the gym, not the dude. Now, these are policies that women fought for. So there's really not a whole lot that I can do to say, you know what? Well, I feel sorry for you. It was kind of hard because when women were rewriting the policies, where were you? Well, you didn't say anything. Now you got to deal with niggas in the women's bathroom. That's what you got to deal with. Right? So this is the, you think, wow, but trans women are women and okay. Now you're seeing what the actual implementation, what it looks like on the street in real life. And you don't like it. You don't like it. Well, likewise with Zohran Mamdani, and thank you, Lewis Rossman, for bringing this up. Mamdani is a symptom of the disease, not the cause. Because, yes, shout out to the Clippies. Because, I got 2 Texas guys in the chat. That's nice. Okay. The economic conditions that have led to the rise of Zohran Mamdani is that, and I've been saying this for a long time, I am a proponent of corporate greed, but it must be self-regulated, self-moderated corporate greed, meaning you don't want to give up the means of production by breaking the production machine. What the investor and the CEO class of the country has done is, instead of only taking, I don't know, 50 to 65% of the country's wealth, they want to take 80 to 85, 90 to 95% of the country's wealth. So when you push people past the limits of what they will accept, because you have people who are complacent in this life. If you take away the thing that allows them to be complacent, that allows you to stay in power, then we got a French Revolution situation all over again. And that's not what we want. So the mega rich have made it so unaffordable to live in NYC that even middle class or upper middle class people that would be considered upper middle class in other areas of the country, they're barely making it because, the average price for a studio apartment in New York is approaching $4,000 a month. One-bedroom apartments, better than $5,000 a month, $6,000 and $7,000 for 3 bedrooms, going between $8,000 and $13,000 a month. So when you get to be so greedy that you think that the only thing you need to do to get more profits is just charge more money for everything, if you go past the limit that people are going to accept, you are going to end up in a situation where people are going to rebel against the rich. Now, the French Revolution involved taking the lives of the nobles and the ruling class. We don't have that kind of society yet. But what we have as a reaction to the mega rich taking too much of the pie and breaking the machine, killing the goose that lays the golden eggs, is you get a guy like Zohran Mamdani that rises up, spouting off these ridiculous things that sound all right, but now they start to sound like anything is better than people making $50 an hour and still can't make rent. Zohran Mamdani is not the problem. He is the disease that came from the unhealthy living of the organism that is New York City. It got fat off of junk food, and now the diabetes is here. Zohran Mamdani is the disease, the mega rich taking too much of the pie, and the only thing they had to do was be greedy, just a little bit less greedy. Don't price everybody out of having a place to live. Don't charge $11 for a latte. Don't charge $80 for parking at the ballpark. Don't charge $8 for bacon, egg, and cheese. That's the only thing that they had to not do. But they thought that, hey, as long as I'm the only game in town, I can just charge more money and magically I'm going to have more money. Now we got Zohran Mamdani. Now all the rich people are like, oh, I hate this guy. I want to leave. As for Mamdani himself, sir, I get what it is that you want to accomplish. However, with what money are you going to be able to get affordable housing and free MTA buses if the main tax base leaves the city? They're going to Westchester. They're going to Long Island. They're going to Jersey. They're going anywhere to get away from you. So when you can't collect their taxes because they're no longer residents of New York City, what the fuck are you going to do then? Oh, you're going to raise taxes on the working class to fund your initiatives. That makes sense. He said no pegging. Yeah, 40 pounds, 10 repetitions. Then you're going to go to 55 pounds for 10 repetitions. And I believe we are working at 75 pounds for 10 repetitions today. Right? So again, I get it. You want to do stuff that is better for the working class. I get it. I get it. But you have to think for more than 5 seconds in front of your face, Mr. Zohran. You can't freeze the rent because that is going to get the landlords to stop investing in keeping these buildings up to code. There's going to be no reason for the moneyed people to pour money into New York City and to invest in the infrastructure to keep the economy going. And then you're not going to have a tax base by which you can actually use to fund your initiatives. So Mamdani talked a lot of hot shit, and this is where I want people to kind of temper their expectations. Mamdani talked a whole lot of hot shit, but he's already walking back some of the shit that he was talking when he was an assemblyman. He's already walking some of it back. Hit the like button. He's already walking some of this stuff back. Because I believe that there's going to be a situation where he is going to want to implement certain things, and they are just simply just going to say, you know what? The city council is going to be like, nah, we can't do this. We can't do this. Sorry. Can't do this. And he's going to get pushed back, and there's going to be all kinds of issues because he's going to want to put this stuff in the budget. Where are you going to get the money for it? So he's going to backtrack on some of the stuff. I don't really care about the geopolitical stuff. Let the people who have a stake in that stuff give their opinions on whatever that is. But, you know, some of the stuff that is coming out about Zohran's, Zohran seems to be just like that piece of crap, Hassan Pike, whatever the fuck his name is. He's just like that guy. Got a lot of hot shit to say. Wants to be the champion of the working class and the poor, but lives in a pristine luxury because he comes from wealth where he comes from. It's slimy. It's slimy. It's activism for profit. It's slimy. Okay? I said 55 pounds, Rossman. Hassan, I shocked my dog Piker. Yeah, fuck that guy. And then to come to find out that they're best fucking buddies, which makes a lot of sense, right? So it's going to be a very interesting time in New York City. It's going to be a very difficult time. I do not believe that it is going to end up being as bad as some people believe, but it could end up getting close to that because the people who have the money in the city, they have already started reacting. Election night was just last night. I know a lot of liberals claim that they were going to leave the United States if Trump won the election. The motherfuckers are still here because they're broke. They don't have the money to move anywhere. But when the rich people say, we getting the fuck out of here, well, you have a bigger problem there. So, you know, my issue is basically we're going to have a lot to worry about when it comes to how many of the 1% leave the city. And they basically will have profiteered and then pressed the escape button because they have the money to after they broke the economic machine to further break the machine. So it's going to be a very, very interesting time here in New York City. I think I told Louis Rossman if I was a voter, I probably would have voted for Curtis Lewa. But as I saw the writing on the wall, I thought it was very selfish of him to stay in the race, knowing that. And again, we're talking about having problems with the lesser of two evils. I get everything that Curtis Lewa wanted to get done. I get it. I don't like him, but I would have preferred him to Mamdani, but it just did not. I would have preferred him to Cuomo and Mamdani, but it just wasn't feasible. I think he should have dropped out of the race sooner so that people didn't feel like they were wasting a vote, because I think that voter turnout was negatively affected by the fact that Curtis Lewa was polling in the 13% range and was like, well, I'm just going to run my campaign because we're going to let New Yorkers decide. Now, Curtis, you're going to be in a situation where he claims that he's going to live in New York City till he dies. But now you are going to have to go out there on the subways because niggas are about to be getting stabbed on the subways left and right. And you're going to have to wear that red beret and get some other conservatives to wear red berets to get in the subway system, because from what I understand, Mamdani doesn't want cops in the subway system, but they want to force people like me to get out of my car to go get stabbed in the subway. No, thank you. Right? So, Curtis Lewa, I think staying in the race basically guaranteed, because once people knew that Curtis Lewa was going to stay, I think a lot of the people that would have voted were just like, Mamdani won, I'm not even going to bother. So that was disappointing. But what can we do? There ain't shit we can do about it, right? All right. So stay tuned. That's the only thing I can tell you, you know. Rossman, I think, helped get Prop Q voted against to the tune of 70-30 in Austin. We're going to have a lot of Prop Q-like crap coming to New York. And, you know, the best thing we can do is just hope that, just hope for us, pray for us. I need to get on camera with Louis Rossman for the rest of his personal training session, because I'm like late and I got a lot of shit to do. If New York City can't figure it out with 13.5 spent per resident, then they are fucked. Well, they're gonna have a whole lot less money to spend on residents, Rossman. So, you know, that's just the reality of it. Captain Paul was here. Thank you so much. Louis Rossman, thank you. Making the Walk MMA, hit me up on Discord, please. This is Evil. Thank you so much for... Shut up, Rossman. Oh, now that song is stuck in my head. And you're a goddamn liar. Okay, so let me get over to Lewis's session. You should be seeing me pop up on Signal in about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. I guess I will be talking to you guys about New York City under Mamdani, because it seems like people are interested in what that entails. So there was a very cute New York City highway patrol officer, and she had those highway patrol, remember that show Chips? And they had those high fucking leather boots for like the troopers, where she was wearing them. And I was just 75 pounds, Rossman. Stop fucking with me. 10 reps, 4 sets of 10 with the 75. Stop fucking with me. 70 or 75. Highway patrol. And she was cute too. I want to go on record as saying that I want a girlfriend who is an NYPD officer. I do want a cop girlfriend, or a fitness girlfriend, or a fitness cop girlfriend. Some of these NYPD officers are just some of these ladies just, they look good, but I'm scared that some of them might be crazy. All right, let me get out of here. I will be coming back at you guys. I don't know, because I'm going on vacation soon. I might be putting up some vacation photos or videos. Italian, maybe Hispanic. Ooh, an Asian cop fitness chick. I will give her the best 16 seconds of my life. Okay, so let me get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for supporting, especially, you know, the Ride or Die guys, Making the Walk MMA, Captain Paul 91, Rossman Repair Group. So thank you so much for coming through. I got to get out of here. I am way behind on my schedule. I will see y'all on episode 296. I might throw a video on the channel, in this channel and on TSP, you know, chronicling our adventure, trying to get to Miami with no air traffic controllers. Thank you, Donald Trump, for the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. You know, Donald Trump always breaking new grounds, always setting new records. I just hope that there will be somebody to direct the plane and the plane doesn't crash, or sit on the tarmac for 4 hours and I miss the boat. Okay, let me get out of here. Thank you so very much. See you later. Peace.